Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eki Kesuma Muhammad, a master student from the Indonesian Logistic Business University or ULBI. My class in 11A, and this time I will discuss a case study about supply chain network design of PT INDFOOD Sukses Makmur. My presentation will be divided into 6 parts. Number 1 is background and by problem statement. Number 2 is purpose of analysis. Number 3 is location of determination analysis. Number 4 is improvement of transportation network. And number 5 is cost analysis with CBA framework. And the last is risk assessment and mitigation strategy. We start with the background. INDFOOD serves the national market with geographic challenge, with the demand in eastern Indonesia has increased significantly. Current distribution network is not yet optimal. The problem statement, number 1 is selecting a facility location for a factory or distribution center. Number 2 is long delivery lead time, 7 until 14 days. And number 3 is high logistics cost from Java to Eastern Indonesia. And the last is service levels have not met targets. The purpose of analysis is divided to 4. The number 1 is compare factory vs DC option. Number 2 is cost benefit analysis, comparing the existing network with the proposed network design. Number 3 is determine the most cost-effective design to each region. And the last is determine the most effective transportation mode. The location determination analysis, the decision between building a new factory or a regional distribution center or EDC is not simply an operational decision, but a long-term strategic one that considers. Number 1 is total supply chain cost. Number 2 is demand uncertainty. Number 3 is asset utilization risk. Number 4 is INDFOOD product characteristic, FMCG, relative low margin. And the last is geography and infrastructure of Eastern Indonesia. For INDFOOD's current condition, RDC is the most rational and optimal choice. Why RDC? One characteristic of demand in the eastern region, demand is increasing but is still smaller than in Java. It's fluctuating and unstable. Number 2 is INDFOOD's factor in Java has achieved economy of scale and production costs per unit are very low. When we create a building, a new factory carries the risk of number 1 is underutilized capacity. Number 2 is small scale with higher production cost or unit and duplication of machine, labor, and quality control. And also the last is high fixed cost not covered by the volume. RDC is RDC is more flexible because capacity can be adjusted without the rise of an idle factory. In the right is table of comparison new factory with regional distribution center. It's an example. In the aspect of CAPEX, in the new factory is very high because about 750 billion. But in the regional distribution center is intermediate about 100 billion. In OPEX, every year is high. In new factory is about 130 billion. It's very high. But in the regional distribution center is lower. It's 60 billion. And number 3, about cost. In the new factory is more expensive because CAPEX and OPEX is very high. But in regional distribution, which is more efficient. In aspect capacity and flexibility, new factory is lower because it's mine, its building is mine. But in regional distribution center, it's very high capacity flexibility because it's decided to more supplier. In the aspect idle capacity risk, new factory is very high because a warehouse is full for INDFOOD, but in regional distribution center is low because it's decided by other supplier. In the aspect time to market, new factory is very long, about 2 until 3 years because we build a new building. But in regional distribution center, we can get 6 until 12 months. Okay, we continue about the improvement of the transportation network. The current condition characteristic is production central in Java. Number 2 is direct distribution to the eastern region, long lead time and high cost. In the right is a picture of before implementation. From Java manufactured plant is a full container load FCL with shipment into the divided to Sulawesi, Maluku, and Papua. Its cost is very high. Okay, the optimist network after proposed characteristic number 1 is we can get a regional distribution center is a center in Makassar. Number 2 is hub and spoke, and the last is transportation more be consolidation. Primary mode container sea freight because from the Java to the Makassar we use a full container load with shipment from the Java port to regional hub. Schedule renal service to reduce variability and improve planning. The secondary model, if use multimodal transportation, is sea and trucking, sea or feeder vessel. Sea freight from Java to LDCs, trucking for intra-island, distribution feeder vessel, and smaller island. Is a comparison before and after we use LDC. The sea freight from Java to Papua is very high. It's about 18 million. And handling and distribution about 4 million. Is total transportation cost before we use transportation network. It's about 2.2 billion for every month. After we use LDC, the sea freight Java until Makassar is about 10 billion, 10 million, and handling LDC about 2 million, and feeder and tracking about 5 million. And total cost is about 1.7 billion per month. And after improvement is picturing in the picture right presentation. From the Java manufacturing plant, we use FCL, full container load, to the LDC Makassar. It's so low cost. And from LDC Makassar, we can use a secondary model. We can by tracking to the intra-island, and we can sea feeder vessel to the smaller island. Okay, we use a cost analysis with CBA framework. We use a quantitative CBA. In benefit, we use 5 years. Net benefit is equal to total benefit minus additional cost. Additional cost of LDC compared to existing is about 211.6 minus 140 minus 0.7 equal to 70.9 million. Total financial benefit is about 35.6 million. And payback period is about Annual operation saving 28.14 minus 22.32 is equal 5.82 million per years. And capex FDC is about 100 million. Payback period 100 million. Decided 5.82 is equal to 17.2 years. In criteria, short-term financial net cost, conclusion net cost, criteria operational, conclusion more efficient, criteria risk, conclusion more lower, and criteria strategic, conclusionnya if very profitable. So final decision is worth implementing. In the right table is the component about the existing network with the LDC Makassar and the impact. It seems that LDC is more expensive if you only look at the cost because the CapEx is large at the beginning. In the existing network, we don't use CapEx, so it's we use for long-term infrastructure. Okay, and the fifth, risk assessment and mitigation strategy. The risk is decided to 4 is demand uncertainty with the impact over or under capacity. The risk number 2 is ship delay and the impact is stock out. Number 3 is eastern region infrastructure is impact distribution is not swift. And risk number 4 is natural disaster risk. That is impact operational disruption. Mitigation strategies, we use demand forecasting based on historical data and AI. Number 2 is multi-shipping line and buffer stock at RDC. Number 3 is collaboration with local 3PLs. Number 4 is business continuity plan or BGP and dual sourcing route. And the last is supply chain visibility system implementation. So we can give a conclusion. Establishing a regional distribution center in Makassar is the most optimal solution currently. Number 2 is production remains centralized in Java for scale efficiency. Number 3 is sea transportation is the primary mode with a hub and spoke approach. And the last, new network design with the more cost efficient, more responsive, and more resilient. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.